Doctors, they are men of science. They understand the language of science, and science is about evidence. He is managing multiple challenges. The most important thing is to manage expectations. In India today, we believe about 47 to 50% adherence is there for prescribed drugs. You know, in India, we have a serious problem. Even if you have a massive diarrhea going on, your mausi or your aunt will come and tell you, kuch kha lo, solve it. Every problem, different parts of India gives you different solutions. So you go to South India, that simple curry patta which you take out and put it aside, it's very rich in antioxidants. Amongst all that is there in this world, the biggest mortality is life itself. If you're born, you're going to die.
Health is more than just prescriptions. It's insights, intuition, and innovation. I'm Mandira Bedi, and welcome to the Nutrify Today Boardroom Series Lite, brought to you by Green Space Herbs, the Quantum Ayurveda company, where we decode the science, the strategy, and the stories shaping the future of wellness. Today, we have with us a man who has steered some of the biggest pharma companies in India. With deep expertise in prescription, OTC, and nutraceutical portfolios, a true connoisseur of both doctor and consumer insights, he's been at the helm of shaping healthcare experiences that people trust and value. Please join me in welcoming Atish Majumdar, Senior President of Mankind Pharma.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, you've seen pharma, OTC, and nutraceuticals up close. Which one has the most dramatic plot twists? The boardroom or the patient's bedside?
I think it's always the patient's bedside. You know, because we're talking about life here. And the caregiver, the doctor, he is managing multiple challenges.
Sure.
The first is the disease. The second, mostly in chronic diseases, they are never singular. Normally we say diabetes patient, hypertension patient, but aisa hota nahi hai. A diabetes patient will have some other complications. So he is managing what he is seeing, and he is also managing possibilities as to how the disease can go. And then in a country like ours, he is also managing affordability, because he has to keep in mind that whatever I prescribe, the patient must consume at the end of the day. Otherwise, you will not get the desired outcomes. And he's also thinking about quality. So definitely the bedside.
Now, doctors are a tough audience. How do you convince them that a nutraceutical is more than just a vitamin in a fancy bottle?
See, doctors are a very responsible audience.
That they are,
right?
Yes.
See, when you talk about something that you own versus something someone has trusted you to own, it gives you greater responsibility. So when you talk about doctors, they are men of science. They understand the language of science, and science is about evidence.
Yes.
Right? So when you reach out to a doctor, there are difficulties, yes, if you do not have your facts in place, if you do not have the clinical evidence in place, you're not talking about the right dosages, and your footprints are not very transparent as to how you went about going after a certain indication. So that way they are difficult, but I think that's the way they should be. So not difficult if you have the right facts in place.
So what is the trend as far as nutraceuticals are concerned? Is it more doctor driven with prescriptions, or is it more people's need to be more healthful, to be more, because there's so much more awareness now with the media and all that. So what is the trend at the moment?
See, I'll tell you something, we all find till this very small virus came along. And then suddenly all of us realized our cars are not that important, and careers are not that important, and perhaps health is. And we saw a shift, right across the globe, where people started giving health a lot of priority.
Yes.
And in India, forever we had been an, an illness care economy, health economy. So we fell ill and we went to the doctor, right? But we should see a shift today, which is a wellness, where, you want
from
to...
curative to preventive.
In many ways. We have not traveled that, but due to multiple factors, but we are definitely heading in that direction because of this small virus which came along. So that is definitely one thing which has emerged. And, it's really not important from the way I look at it, whether it's a doctor driving it or the social media driving it. The important thing is the right thing needs to be driven. And supplements per se are supportive in nature.
Yes.
They are not the fix, right? But they are part of the fix. So it's important.
They're called supplements for a reason.
That's why. That's why they're called for a reason. And the rise of preventives is great. I think that's...
How much are you seeing doctors now prescribing nutraceuticals?
Doctors have always been prescribing nutraceuticals.
But there are many more that have come into the mix, especially after that small little virus came and changed the world over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Suddenly you're hearing about turmeric and, the anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric, and there's a lot of new stuff that's come out, and you get online, and I mean, you can get caught in a deep sea of supplements you can take.
Absolutely. You know what the problem is?
Because the calciums and say the B12s and the D3s were always being prescribed by doctors.
They were always being prescribed.
Yes, but there's a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yeah. So here, the most important thing is not to be carried away by miracles. I think that's what everyone needs to guard against. Supplements, nutrients are very important. But to get carried away by what you see in terms of promises and miracles, like your belly is just going to go away in 21 days.
All those
doesn't
this
happen.
Will wipe out your belly fat. Oh. I've stopped believing. I don't even look at those things anymore.
No, it doesn't. Yes. It's a very complex process. Visceral fat is a very complex thing.
Yes.
And the pharmaceutical world is trying to find solutions.
Exactly.
And the problem is always with the claims. And with the duration and the outcomes. These are three areas where you have great problems. And when you look at a claim, especially in the media, social media and all this, one must understand that there are areas when you get creative and when you make some claims and you are doing an ad, right? You operate somewhere between black and white. Not exactly gray.
Yes.
Depending on how you go about it.
Yes.
So that can be a wrong influence, honestly.
But there's so much out there. There's so many people making those claims, and especially with preventative. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it's offering you. It's very difficult to measure, isn't it?
It is. The thing is, what are you trying to prevent? That's very important to understand. Amongst all that is there in this world, the biggest mortality is life itself. If you're born, you're going to die.
That's right.
Right? So preventive, what are you trying to prevent? That's important to understand.
You're trying to prevent having a lifespan with sickness. You're trying to
have a good quality of life.
Good quality of life, right. A good health span.
Absolutely. So when you look at that and you look at how a person is doing with what kind of disease the person has, and exactly where is he positioned in terms of the progress of that disease, I think supplements become critically important.
Consumers today want instant results, trending supplements, and insta-worthy health. How do you balance science and this hype?
See, the important thing is to put the facts in place. See, the most important thing is to manage expectations. Right? If you tell a person that you're going to take this drug and this is going to happen in 21 days, and he starts expecting it, and then the discontinuation, the adherence goes down, you'll be surprised to know, in India today, we believe about 47 to 50% adherence is there for prescribed drugs. So people it could be for multiple reasons.
Really?
Yes. So that is something which gets tremendously impacted. You don't really get the benefit of what you're doing.
No, and the efficacy goes down for you the next time you have it because you've had half the course or whatever.
It's like going to the gym and expecting that your body will change in 20 days.
Really? Even for prescription drugs?
Actually is inconsistency. The biggest problem which I see personally is the claim and the duration of the drug acting or the supplement acting, and what are you really communicating to the patient?
So how do you get somebody to say this is a supplement that you really need? Like, for example, women know that after the age of, say, 25, their bone health is on the decline.
Yeah.
They know that. Some of them know that, some of them think it's a later age, but actually it's age 25. People know that. But can you ask a room of 10, women, are you taking calcium supplements? And most of them are not. So how do you get people to, firstly, there's awareness. And then you say, you should take a calcium supplement. It's good for your bones. Women's bones are, more vulnerable in that sense. But how do you get people to stick with it?
I think the only solution to this kind of challenges are education, awareness, and being persistent. There is no other way about it, right? It's, if you are going the media route, it's what kind of curiosity you are creating. Yeah, you can probably say, your grandmother feels very weak. Always she's complaining about weakness. That could be due to vitamin D3. So get them interested, and maybe connect with some emotions, and then bring the science in.
Now, you've managed portfolios across prescription drugs and nutraceuticals. Does one require more diplomacy with regulators or with marketing teams?
I think
found that?
both is important for ethical products as well as nutraceuticals. But the fact is, for ethical products, you require more regulatory, simply because the drug will only be approved if it goes through clinical trials.
Yes.
And there are evidences created. And obviously, the FDA looks into that. Your quality is something which you're always checking.
Mm-hmm.
So regulatory is very important. Plus, today how you promote these drugs to doctors also is under regulation. There is a code which kind of guides you as to how you should promote.
The language has to be, you can't make claims.
You can't make claims. You just can't do that. You could get into serious regulatory problems. So managing the regulatory in ethical products, very, very important. In terms of OTC products, I think the marketing part is important. And like I said, here you are governed by the FSSAI because you are under food. So your claims has to be right. And you have to mention not medicinal use. So how you market is very important, right? But finally, both of them becomes very important in both the cases. Right? Because you probably can't make a wrong claim and get away today.
So right now, with so much that's out there, you go online and you say type calcium, or you type curcumin, or you type any, nutraceutical, and you'll get 20 options. So what do you go in for? What do you believe? Which one is the one you should choose?
You should not choose from there. You should go to the doctor, actually, if you honestly ask me.
That's right.
I would go to the doctor.
No, I've had quite a few guests out, but there are a lot of people who are into, I want to take charge of my health, and haldi is good for me. Turmeric is good for me, for example. I've started taking curcumin without the advice of any doctor. To be honest.
I'll tell you what.
Things like that are...
You know what? In India, we have a serious problem. From our childhood, we are taught, even if you have a massive diarrhea going on, your mausi or your aunt will come and tell you, kuch kha lo, solve ho jaye. Every problem, from cancer till a stomach ache, the solution is always eating something.
Yes.
So somehow we take charge of our health.
Even with all the...
No, we feel we are taking charge of our health when we eat something,
Well, a tablet which is haldi, which is also a part of our food.
Why don't you take the normal haldi?
Why
take it in a tablet, If you want to take it in a tablet, it's always good to consult a doctor.
But haldi is already in our food, right? So you want to take curcumin, which is derived from the turmeric, which has piperine, which has that much more effect, because you've read up on it and you think, Yes, okay, I hear you. But, speak to a doctor.
If you speak to a doctor, what happens is you stay the path.
That's right.
It's just like having a coach when you go to the gym, right?
Yes, even with nutraceuticals,
you can be fit by just running on the road. But then you go to the gym and you have a trainer. Why do you do that?
Yes. Okay.
It makes you stay the path.
Now, in health and wellness, people are loyal to one particular brand, or are they chasing the next shiny promise? What do your insights tell you? Is there brand loyalty when it comes to...
See, we are human beings. Loyalty is innate, right? So, brand loyalty is always there. If the experience is good, if the expectations have been met, they're always there, right? The changes do happen, especially in cosmetic areas, fringe areas. People tend to change things because they're looking for results. But then the final reason for changing loyalties is normally not meeting expectations, and the claims not matching to the delivery. And that's why people change. But if you are clear and fine with what you are communicating to your audience, I think over time they will develop trust. And at the core of any relationship is trust, right? And that credibility then starts coming in.
What supplements are you fiercely loyal to?
I am loyal to vitamin D3,
Okay.
probiotics,
Mhm.
and these two multivitamins. All of us take it.
Like someone once told me to have magnesium, and I bought ultra magnesium, and ultra magnesium gave me good sleep. And ever since that day, it's been a part of my list of list of supplements that I take. So loyalty is a thing because it's worked for me.
It
right?
works for you. See, it's your experience at that
Mm.
moment. Medicine or human beings, it's always the same.
Yes. OTC products live on trust and visibility. If nutraceuticals had a social media personality, what would it be?
Oh.
That young influencer saying,
The
"Yo."
wingman. Should be the wingman.
The wing.
You know, someone
Not the main guy, but
not
the
the main
wingman.
guy,
I like that.
but dependable.
That's
Someone
a,
you can depend upon. And if the guy is
Yes.
not there, you could get in serious trouble.
that's a really good one,
So,
Atish. I like
perhaps.
that. That is quite it already. It gives you. It kind of says it all.
Yeah.
It's
Like
the
I
wingman.
said earlier,
Great
he's
support.
not someone who's going to
Shouldn't
fix
leave home
everything.
without him.
Yeah. He's part of the fix.
Now, you've worked across multiple cultures and markets. Have you ever found a wellness secret in one market that has, completely surprised another market?
So India, every city you go, it is a pharmacy by itself. Different parts of India gives you different solutions. So you go to South India, that simple curry patta which you take out and put it
Yes.
aside.
Don't
is
tell me
very-
it's become a tablet now.
It's very rich in antioxidants
Oh.
and very good for digestion. So that is something you see in the southern part of the country. You go to the eastern part of the country, where I belong, you will see that we normally take something which is bitter, like karela or neem patta, small amount to balance our food. You go further up into Nagaland, Meghalaya and all these places, they use bamboo shoots in their curries also, and which is becoming a hype today, right? And that is also very rich in antioxidants.
Okay.
So from where you belong, the northern part of the country, in the winter we take this sarson ki saag and makke ki roti.
Mm.
It's a powerhouse of nutrition
That it
over
is,
there, and
yes.
very rich in antioxidants. Good for health overall.
Saag is amazing. Yes.
It's amazing. It's very rich in fiber.
Yes.
You come here, we take bajra jawar, gluten free, rich in nutrition. So there's a story everywhere.
What's your fix?
Currently, bajra,
Bajra.
bajra ka roti.
I love bajra roti as well.
But wherever I go, I'm like, when in Rome, be a Roman.
Correct.
So
That's also there.
when I'm here, I take my curry patta out, but when I'm in South, I just
Oh,
take it.
so doctor advice, consumer demand, and shareholder expectations. Which one is the toughest crowd to please?
All if you're not meeting expectations.
That's true.
But all three are important, obviously. But the biggest challenge is the calendar, not these three, because when you look at consumers and doctors, they are people who depend on outcomes, right?
Hmm.
And outcomes take time,
Right.
right? Creating outcomes also take time. So when you have a concept of a drug and by the time you bring it to market, that's like 5-6 years. Though we did very well during COVID with the vaccines,
Yes.
but that's the time it normally takes. So you're really managing time and rightly framing it for the consumer, for the doctor is something which is always a challenge. For shareholders, they live by the quarter, which again is a challenge because life is not about a quarter, right?
Yes.
So I think the biggest challenge is managing the calendar.
Managing calendar. Very nicely said. If you could make one nutraceutical product a household name, not counting any of the things you said from the different parts of India, if you could make one nutraceutical product, which is already a product, a pill or whatever, a household name, what would it be and why?
And this one is a difficult one, very tricky. And omega-3 fatty acid comes to mind and vitamin D3 comes to mind. But if you seriously ask me, probiotics perhaps. You know why? Because today our understanding of the gut has really gone up, right? We understand it is the foundation system of the whole body, And when you look after the gut, you're looking after your immune system, you're looking after your mental health, and you're looking after the gut itself, right?
Yes.
And so probiotics that way help to keep the immune system fine because you're looking after the gut. Your mental health is fine, and the immediate tangible benefits of probiotics are already there. So if that is something which people take for a longer duration, it would be a very good preventive.
As an aside, they say the gut is connected to the brain and there's constant communication
the gut
there.
brain.
Yes, and very often there are some decisions that your brain can't give you an answer for. That's why they say my gut instinct, because it actually comes from there.
Absolutely.
So the gut is the what is the word?
Understated,
undernourished, maybe not nourished, but the
no,
right
now
word is.
it's in the world of healthcare is very important because all the inflammatory markers, its inflammation causes multiple problems.
So the gut needs to be given more attention. I hope everybody's listening at home. Take care of your gut. Okay, finally, Atish, if Hollywood were to make a movie about
Seriously?
you, yes. So I'm not going to let you escape this one. If Hollywood was to make a movie about your journey in pharma and wellness, would it be a thriller, a drama, or a feel-good film?
See, when I look back at my life and my career, I always say mine is not a singular story. It's about people. It's a collective story, right? So first, imagining Hollywood making a movie is quite a challenge. But nevertheless, since you asked, I think maybe a mix of Jerry Maguire, The Social Network, Eat, Pray and Sleep.
Wow.
Mix it up.
Wow. Okay. But mostly, if I'm seeing, it's 2 out of 3 are feel-good films.
It has to be feel good. It's about people, right?
Yes.
See,
yes.
I always say this, the slides disappear as soon as you go to the field. Right? When you meet doctors, when you meet your team members, they disappear. And it's
So
a different
it'll be starring
world.
Atish Majumdar with an ensemble cast. Because it's all about your team as well, right?
Show me the healing. As Jerry Maguire said, show me the money. I say, show me the healing.
Yeah, show me the healing. I really like that. On that note, thank you so very much. It was lovely talking to you. From understanding doctors to decoding consumer behavior, Atish Majumdar has shown us how insights turn into impact and strategy transforms into wellness that reaches millions. I'm Mandira Bedi, and this was another episode of Nutrify Today Boardroom Series Lite, where knowledge meets inspiration. Stay tuned for the next conversation that will take you deeper into the future of health and human potential.